12 years ago, Google purchased Nest, and since then they have been trying to unify all of these smart home devices into the Google Home app, but they didn't want to completely remove the Nest app. Now this video is all about how you can transfer your Google devices that were originally set up in the Nest app to Google Home. Now, I want to say right now, all of this is optional. You don't have to do this. They're not going to turn off the Nest app at any time, but if it's currently working in Nest, you also have the option to have it work fully in the Google Home app. And so we're going to review everything that's kind of good and bad about this transition, how to do it, and how it's going to work after you do the transition. So first off, let's talk about the devices that are qualified for this. So everything that I have here, we have the original Google Nest Hello, which is now called the Google Nest Doorbell first generation that's wired. Here we have the Nest thermostat, which is the 3rd gen. The 1st and 2nd gen thermostats are no longer supported. They will just work manually. They do not have any integration anymore in the Nest app. So if you do want a smart thermostat, you would either need to upgrade to one of the new versions to have it then integrate with the Google Home app. Next, we have the Nest Cam Indoor and the Nest Cam Outdoor. Also qualified is the Nest Cam IQ Outdoor and the Nest Cam IQ Indoor. And then over here, we have the Nest Hub Max, which has a Nest camera built in. So you can also port this to fully work in the Google Home app. And some of the benefits are that is just having everything in one app and then getting some of the new like Gemini features where it's going to show you more and tell you more about what is happening in your cameras versus just a simple notification. But let's dive in and talk about the first difference you're going to see. So over on this side, we have the Nest app, and here we're going to be using the Google Home app. So one thing I love about the Nest app is you have these quick controls to be able to get into your camera. So if I want to look at a camera, I can tap on right there and it's going to jump right into that camera. Very simple. I can also do the same with the thermostat. Now Google Home, they don't have that. So is how you get to that is you hold down and then you just drag these and you can use it. And it's really nice to quickly get to your cameras, but that is not an option on the Google Home app, but you do have the option for widgets. So here I've created a widget where we have these devices. So if I want to jump into a camera, I tap on it and we'll jump right into the camera. Now this is the Nest Cam battery that's on the floor over there. Here I can jump into a Nest device that is viewable in the Google Home app, but I don't have the full history. So that's one of the benefits of moving is you get the full history. And then here I have the upstairs thermostat where right now I think they've pretty much taken everything that you can do in the Nest app and it's available now in the Google Home app for the thermostat. So very similar in what you're going to be seeing on one device to the other. You have schedule control, you have everything else available here. If we go into like the history, you can see the Nest app only gives us the last like 10 days, where here I can see much more in the Google Home app. So it lets me go down by week, by month, and so on. So a lot more details you're going to get when using the Google Home app. So that's the first thing is the Home app has widgets. The Nest app has these kind of quick to get to the devices. Next, let's look at the notifications. So here are some notifications from the Nest app. There you can see the doorbell was rang. So we can see a little tiny GIF of that, which is great. And then here you can see that the person was talking in one of the cameras. Over here, we have a notification from the Nest doorbell, a little higher quality because this is the new Nest Doorbell 3rd generation, but you still have that animation. But here it's also showing Brett seen, something we've seen before, but with the integration of Gemini, you now have much more rich notifications. I've been seeing deer walks by the front door or 3 deer walk by the front door, something that you can't get when you have your devices in the Nest app. You're getting a lot more rich notifications there in the Google Home app. Now, one of the things that I love about the Nest app is you can have it notify you when it hears a person talking on your cameras. So we've had our Nest Cam Indoor in the baby's room for the last few years. And whenever he wakes up in the middle of the night, starts screaming at us, it gives us a notification that it heard somebody and we can then go and help him out. So not the best baby monitor, but it at least gives us that notification. And we've also just been using the camera all night long on the Nest app and it has worked great. The second reason I might stay with the Nest app is you still have the option to go to the website and create a time lapse of a certain period. So you can go in and choose how long you want to save, and then it can easily download that, where you can only do that 5 minutes at a time on the Google Home app. But those are my 2 main things why I might want to stay with the Nest app. But the other reasons I would go to the Google Home app is you have the more rich notifications, you have just a new interface that's being worked on, being updated, and they've improved it a ton. So you have very similar feel to the Nest app, but now you have all of your devices in one. And then if you move to the Google Home app, that's where you can have all of your different history. So from all of your cameras, it's keeping track of everything in your home, giving you an update at the end of the day of what's going on around your home. So it's great that it's all integrated into one. All right, enough about those. Let's really try this out and see how this is going to work. So let's head into the Nest app over here. And if you do want to transfer, sometimes you'll see a little pop-up down here at the bottom. Let's see if we go into the camera right there. It says this Nest Cam can be transferred to the Google Home app. Now I can do this one at a time, or you can do all of your devices. I could get every one of these devices moved over to the Google Home app at once, but I might want to try it one at a time. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tap right here. So here it says the Playroom can be transferred to the Google Home app. Get the new camera history experience. So you can use your Nest Cam with the new Google Home camera history experience. See your camera alongside other devices. The Google Home app works with a wide variety of home devices and cameras from other brands. So all of your devices in one, and you can learn more if you want to learn about it before you do that transfer. Now here it's talking about transferring to the Nest Cam. So it's saying that this is going to be permanent. We won't be able to go back to the Google Home app. I think at the beginning they allowed you to do that, but this camera, it says no. Your camera will be unavailable for about 30 minutes. It won't be recording any history as it's doing the update to do this. Your old history will stay in the Nest app. So even though you're going to transfer, you'll still be able to see all the things that it recorded over the last 7 days and whatever history plan you're on in the Nest app. So you can go through and save anything that you want before it expires. All right, and after transferring, you will then be able to view the live video in the Google Home app or on Google Home for Web. Now, one other feature Nest had is you could actually make a link that people could view your camera live. That is also not available in the Google Home app. Google has laid out exactly what is available in only the Nest app. So here you can see all the features. If there's anything on here that you do need to keep, do not transfer to the Google Home app. Then over here on most settings will be transferred. So your camera settings, activity zones, and schedules will be transferred. Notifications, presence sensing will need to be set up again. If you have the Nest Protect, you may need to re-enable smoke and CO video capture. So the Nest Protect, another device that has also been fully integrated into both apps. So you can use that on the Google Home app now and the Nest app. All right, I'm ready. Let's go. We're going to transfer and help improve this camera. Sure, we can sign up for that, or you can say no, and it is transferring. It's going to take around 30 minutes. You can continue to use the app, but your camera will be unavailable during transfer. You'll get notified when the transfer is complete. So just for fun right now, here we have the Playroom. Oh, and right there, it already says it is currently transferring, and it has been removed from the Nest app right here. And here in the Google Home app, there we see another notification. It is transferring and live views unavailable. Now, if for whatever reason you're not seeing the option to transfer, a few things you need to do is make sure that you have migrated your Nest account to a Google account, as well as that you have gone into the Google Home app and signed up for public preview. Once you have been accepted into that, then you will be able to do these transfers as long as you have these certain cameras. So let's go ahead and try a few more cameras. So if we go here into the Nest app and I go into the settings and I scroll down here, there, if we go to another camera, let's say we want to change the office hub here. I have the option in the settings to then transfer to Google Home app. So again, this is going to give us the similar notifications that we saw on the other camera. Continue. Here it's saying it's going to be permanent. And let's go ahead and transfer. Yes, I'm in. And there we go. All right, very simple to do. Those are currently transferring. I'll be back once they're done. The transfer is now complete, so let's take a look at what that looks like. So over here on the Nest app, you can see that the camera is still there, but it's showing that it has been transferred to the Google Home app. Same with this, the Nest Hub Max. And then over here on the Google Home app, you can see transfer complete. Your camera settings, activity zones, notifications, and scheduled are now transferred. Presence sensing will need to be set up again in the Home app settings. Okay, great. Let's go to the Playroom. And now you can see we have the new Playroom in the Google Home, and it's already started recording those events. And we have the nice live. The only thing that's really different is you no longer see the Nest Cam there, but you also see the history. The history was not available in the Google Home app before, so it's nice that it's here now. So if we go over to the Playroom camera here, you can see that It's currently not seeing a live view, but we can scroll back and we can still see that history. So now, as you can see, Nest app, Google Home app, very similar in how you have the ability to scroll, and the Home app has made some huge improvements where it's very quick to scroll. I only have this much time that I can see past, and you can see on the Nest app we have a lot, and that's instantly loading all of that different time. Let's go ahead and go to a device that has been in the Google Home app for much longer. Show the camera out here. And so I just loaded that up. Okay, it's taken a second to load. Let's just give it 5 seconds there. All right, they still have some work to do. You know, it's not instant as this to load. Let's give it a second to buffer. There we go. Now we can scroll just as fast as the Nest app. So it did take a little bit longer to load. There you go. You still have the history over here. You have your new camera in here. The only thing that I've really noticed it changed is it deleted all my favorites in the Google Home app. So now I only have these 2 favorites of the new cameras that I have transferred over. Here, if we go into the Nest Hub Max, very similar, we can see that we have notifications and we're seeing the rich notifications. So here it's saying Brett walks into the room and picks up an object. There it's showing motion detection and a person hand points to the monitor. So a lot more rich details there. And again, we have the scrolling through, and that's very quick. And the bright color there is the actual notification. The light one is it recorded, but there was nothing really like an event or anything that was happening. Now I just noticed something in the Nest Cam Outdoor when I transferred it over. Here you can see that under my notifications, I have a sound notification, which is awesome. So you still get these sound notifications. Let's go ahead and compare the Nest Cam Outdoor in the Google Home app to the Nest Cam Indoor in the Nest app. So here, if we go into the settings, we can see some of the things that have changed. But as far as I can tell, everything is very similar. If we go into the notifications here, there you can see that we still have heard notifications. So they didn't change that on the Google Home app. That's still available. It's the new cameras that don't have the person heard notification or person talking notification. That's something Google needs to add back. I don't know why they removed that, but if you do transfer over the cameras that support that now, you will still have that in the Google Home experience. So that's really cool that you have all of those. And if we go over here, we can see under the notifications that under sound, we have those same options. So that's really cool that all of that stayed the same. And I'm pretty sure that everything else is exactly the way it was over here. Now down here, I have the option to transfer to the Nest app going away soon. So right now, the Nest Cam Outdoor and maybe some of the other cameras, if you do try to transfer it to the Google Home app and you want it back in the Nest app, you can do that. But eventually it looks like they're going to stop being able to take it back, but you can always go back to the Google Home app. So you can experiment a little bit right now, but going under the Nest Hub Max, there's no way for me to transfer it back to the Nest app. It is now locked in to the Google Home app. Now, another change is how the saving of different clips works. So here in the Google Home app, if I go to a clip, I can tap on it, I can watch it. Here I can skip forward and back by double tapping. I can go full screen right here if I want, shrink that down. But if I tap the menu, I have the option to save clip. So here I have the option to save the full event, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And that's going to download it directly onto my phone. With the Nest app, I have the new clip option, so I can tap on that. It's then going to process the clip and it saves that clip on your Nest account online, and you can only have so many minutes of clips, and I maxed that out a long time ago and I haven't been able to save clips for a long time. I think I did just delete something so it can do that, but you could share it. You can save to photos and it's kind of saved online now. So a little bit different there. I do like that this has the option to share a link. I've heard some other people wish that that was on the Google Home app where you could then easily save it, but you could save it to your phone, add it to Google Photos, and then share a link with them. Just one more step there, but that is a difference that you will see. Now, the last thing I want to check is if automations are any different. So if I go into the Google Home app on both phones, we're going to go to automations. We're going to create an automation. We're going to choose starters. We're going to choose device. And here I have the camera still in the Nest app, and here I have the one that's been transferred to Google Home. So here I have the option to choose the motion. So here we have motion detection and we have detects events. So you only have the one option here, but we now have the event option. So you can choose if it sees a person, then something is going to happen and automation is going to start. So that's nice that you do have a little bit more on the transfer to Google Home. And then we can also go in and see if there's any other actions on the devices. And under the actions, both of them are showing support is coming soon. So there's nothing that you can actually do with those under the device actions. And under conditions, the camera's not showing over here, but over here it says Playroom is coming soon. So it looks like there's just a little bit more work they need to do to have the Nest devices fully working with automations in the Google Home app, but everything else is pretty much there. Now, one more thing I want to show is how you can go to home.google.com and you're able to see all of your cameras here. So I can see a live stream of all the cameras I've imported into the Google Home app, as well as the video history that's now available online. Something you could do before on the Nest app, that is now there. Again, the only difference is you only have a 5-minute limit of clips that you can download. So it's great that they have that fully working, fully functional, and very comparable to what the Nest app is. And I'd say a little bit faster. Kind of took a long time to get the Nest website to be able to find the exact part that I wanted to download. This has now been upgraded to be a lot faster. So overall, through this experience, I think it's definitely worth it to go to the Google Home app with your cameras. You're having all of your devices in one. You have a better, quicker way to save your clips. You can quickly choose that, and you have all the same features you had before, and you get those extra Gemini enhanced notifications if you're paying for the Google Home Premium, which if you were paying for Nest Aware, which is now Google Home Premium, you already have the video history, and the search Gemini features comes with that as well. So now you have that more advanced feature of seeing what exactly was happening instead of just a person detected, a package detected. It's been really cool how it was saying Brett came to the door and picked up a package, or Amazon left a package. Like, it knows so much because it can understand exactly what the camera is seeing. Now, if you want to go through and convert your other devices to the Google Home app, you just go through the same steps that I showed you. I thought there was one button to transfer it all, but I'm currently not seeing that. So you'll just have to go individually one by one in the Nest app and transfer it over, but is very quick and seamless. So if you have any further questions about this process and getting everything from Nest to Google Home, let me know. If you want me to check something before you make the switch, I can do that as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.